Today, I shall, I shall discuss about ancient geotechnical principles. That is, ancient geotechnical thoughts. In our ancient literature, which is normally called, these are all related to some Hindu philosophy or like that. But in all these ancient scriptures, there are a lot of geotechnical principles are there. As for instance, if we consider Vastu Shastra is an ancient scripture of Indian Valley civilization. It assumed to be at the Vedic age, since there are lot of similarities between Ayurveda and Vastu Shastra. Vastu basically nowadays we consider the science of architectural science, planning and design for temples, towns, cities, roads, etc. in those days. Lord Vishwakarma, the ancient Indian god of engineering, had also followed these principles of Vastu. Besides horticultural planning and design, Vastu has many geotechnical principles which are very much purposeful in present days too. Vastu basically, but the word Vastu is a Sanskrit word, is it reflects the dwelling, that is building of houses. When there will be township, there may be roads also. So, Vastu is civil engineering concept of earlier days. In Vastu there are many principles. Out of these principles of Vastu there are lot of information about assessment technology of soil engineering properties for construction of multi-stage building, basically prasad or royal palaces of those days. For example, compaction and consolidated state of soil has also been used for settlement prediction of those days. Water absorption test, which may be perhaps used for liquefaction prediction. Crack test, which was surely used for estimation of swelling and shrinkage characteristics of soil. All these we are also using it today. Our today's technology is quite different that of those days. In those days, there are very simple methods they have been employed for conducting this test. In Vastu there was a clear-cut example. This is say it is a pit, open pit for compaction and consolidation test. Vastu suggested to make an open pit of 600 by 600 by 600 at the center of the construction area, and the pit shall again be filled up with the excavated soil, and if the pit is filled with 50% of excavated soil, then it is best for construction and there shall not be any settlement or any kind of damage of structure or anything else. In my opinion, based on my last more than 5 decades experience, This the soil has attained embedded and pre-consolidated state since the actual density of soil is much more than the loose density of soil. What shall be loose density? Loose density normally we assume it is a 1.2 gram per centimeter cube or 1.2 ton per meter cube. If we make this peat with all the excavated soil, if you fill it again, it is normal without any compaction, normally just putting the soil. If it is totally filled with the 50% soil, that means it is 50% soil, that is it is over consolidated, that is over compacted. It is more than 90% relative density is there. However, if it is 75% relative density, soil is good. But if it is 90%, it is the best for foundation. Today, even we are using this concept on the basis of density. Now, second stage, percolation test. In we have to make another again pit of 600 by 600 and 600 with an adjacent pit of 600 by 600 is 1800. This pit should be kept open, and at after the sunset we have to fill up the complete this pit with clean water. During that time it was termed as Ganga Jal. Ganga Jal means clean potable water. Actually it is ice. Ganga is ice melt water, so it is almost clean. So clean potable water at sunset. After sunset we should do it, because during morning, why we are not using it? During morning the water evaporation may be there due to sunlight, so avoid water evaporation. Water evaporation we have to fill it after sunset only. And next day morning we have to see whether there is water or not. If it is completely water is completely remain intact, the soil is impervious, and void ratio is very less. In earlier concept also we can assume the voids. If we know the unit weight of the soil, considering 90% of relative density, say it will be 1.8, then specific weight shall be soil approximately to be 2.6, like that. If we go for calculation, the void will be less than 0.55. So this can also they calculated accordingly using some thumb rule with this method. But when it is water is 50% drained out and 50% is there within 12 hours, it is not best, but it is good. If it is complete dry, soil is porous, that means void is more, so it is not suitable for major construction. Now the basic purpose of this portion, this extra pit, one man go inside. One 1800 millimeter means it is a one man height. One man's height, it is considered as 1.8 meter. 1.8 meter. So in morning he shall visit the pit if it is damp. That means the water percolating from here, it is also going there. The distance between this it should be 600. It is 600 from edge to edge. The water shall be going there. So it became almost little slurry, not purely slurry, little slurry, and his foot finger will put fingers pressed shall be there, so the soil will be not good. It is not suitable for major construction. The crack test. Another is crack test. Crack test means in this piece, when it will dry, if there is some major cracks, that means soil has swelling and sinkage parameters. So all swelling soil during dry condition it will be sinking. The sinkage will be there, so there may be detachment between the soil surface and the foundation base, which is not healthy proposition for our construction. Another another thing, if the crack is not there at all or very hair-like crack, it should be ignored and it is considered as good for foundation works. So all these things we are in the name of some compaction test or by relative density test or by any method or by void ratio method or any method we are calculating what is our void and what is our compaction and consolidation amount. In those days also we are doing by this way, and we have nowadays we are making some specific guidelines and making some systematic analysis for this purpose. Another important thing they used, that is color of the soil. We should not forget that there are primarily four colors of soil. And in India, people are classified in four groups: Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. If we carefully observe that this classification all over the world still nowadays, those who are saving our country, saving our land at the borders or law and order, those people controlling the law and order situation, they are Kshatriya. And those are professors, those are research scholars, those who are scientists, they are Brahmins. And another caste is Vaishya. Vaishya means those who are uh, businessmen, business class people, they are Vaishya. And Shudra means those who are manual labor. If we go for a industry, there are some R&D, research and development section, there are some administrative section, there are some management section, there are some uh, business relative section, production relative section, there are some manual labors. Everywhere in the world, in all countries, all developed countries, developing countries, everywhere these four type of people are there. Now, soil, there are four classes of soil: red color, yellow and brown, one color; gray to pale brown is another color, another is black color. Red color soil meant for it is for Kshatriya only. Since red color soil has less water absorption capacity and can easily be compacted and exhibit good shearing resistance at dry state. This type of soil is good for construction of as a construction material for roads, battlefield, township, and many other purposes. And yellow to brown color soil for Brahmins. This soil is sticky, almost constituted of fine-grained particles. During ancient time, All mud floors are there except the royal places. All walls are mud plastered wall and floors are mud floor everywhere. In those days the floors were polished with this type of soil mixing with water. In my early days also we have mud floor structure. Every morning one of my auntie polishing with this type of solution. Other is here this this soil, gray to gray to pale brown color. This soil. This is for moisture. They are using this type of soil that is very good for water to store as a store. That means store yard purposes and for cow seed, animal seed. In ancient days, milk production is a milk production is a major business. So cow seed, storehouse for etc. This type of grey to pale brown is good. And black soil only for Shudra, those who are manual laborers. Agriculture is the main livelihood for Shudras. And not only for Shudras, their productions are utilized whole the country, whole the state. And black soil is most suitable for agricultural purposes. Now, if we look back at the ancient time, which is Dapper Age, in Dapper Age, uh, during that time in Dapper Age, there is a great battle between Kaurav and Pandav. While fighting Arjun against Karna, Sri Krishna was Sarathi of Arjun. What he did? He lowered down the chariot of the Arjuna, putting the load of whole universe for a few seconds to save the life of Arjun from the powerful arrow of Karna. And soon after release of the load, the chariot took original places. This is perhaps elastic settlement under overloading condition. This we are also observing same thing nowadays. Elastic settlement. We are calculating from elastic modulus and Poisson ratio and applied pressure and B. During that time, it was not clearly mentioned, but the situation was described in Mahabharata. Another incident in the same battle, uh, one wheel of the chariot of Karna was stuck at ground. At the battlefield, one wheel is stuck at ground. Applying full energy to pull out the wheel, Karna failed to pull out. Perhaps it is the plasticity character of that type of soil. Maybe you can say maybe it is inclined loading or whatever it may be. Was a powerful man. He cannot pull out because the sticky and the plasticity character of the soil. Sticky, so much sticky that he cannot pull out the carrier. Another another story was described in Karna, because Mahabharata, of when Pitama Bhishma was lying in bed of arrows. He felt some thirst and he asked Arjun to give him some amount of water. Arjun immediately, immediately ground, penetrating by his arrow, and water is coming out from there. And Bhishma timed it, it is Brahmajal. Since it is very pure water is coming. That is we are also taking the advantage of this theory. This theory, we are taking the advantage of deep tubewell and other shallow tubewell or whatever it may be. It is uh, still useful for water supply schemes at many places. In somewhere in Mahabharata, Maharshi Vyasdev mentioned that the earth surface has been raised 10 to 12 millimeter, that is Angustaman, that is all thumb finger is Angusta, thumb finger thickness moved out because it is elastic rebound as a result of release of load, the body weight of corner. So it is also that means when applied load is elastic condition, if we release the load, the soil surface will be coming up. So it shall take the original shape. These are the concepts in Mahabharata age. In Vyasdev in Shiv Puran, you see the picture. This Ganga is coming from the Kamandalu of Brahma. That means some Himalaya peak. And the speed of the river will be very much. You cannot resist anything. So, Shiv, Lord Shiv, with his hair, that is jata, lot combination of lot of hair together, it makes a jata to resist the velocity of the tremendous velocity of Ganga coming from Himalaya peak to this earth. So it can be resisted by some hair. Today also, today also we are using the same technology for river training works. In the name of name, we have been termed different names. Porcupines, velocity barriers, and perforated concrete barriers, and boulder cage, and lot of things we are using a different name. But this is the original concept was introduced by Maharshi Vyasdev in Shiv Puran. Now another, if we go for 268 to 232 BC, there was a king Ashoka the Great. Normally we called him Mahamati Ashok. In early days, in our school days, we read about King Ashoka. He was a great, he took many prestigious projects of those days. He constructed many roads with massive plantation program at both sides of the roads. We, when we read, we thought it is for simply air purification and shadow for the travelers as well as sufficient production of fruits. But undoubtedly, there are some geotechnical principles are inside. The same time, same time, if we consider the firstly soil reinforcement of root formation materials which resist against soil cutting or soil slips, the roots of the blood, they, they should behave like soil reinforcement. Second important aspect was water absorption, rainwater absorption by plant roots. So tremendous, so tremendous, and for even every time and forever, he has attempted to save the roots formation by natural soil rooting, both as a soil nail these are behaving, at the same time rainwater absorption is good. But a lot of plant roots will be absorbing rainwater, so it is very good. I had personally visited interior northeast India, interior place also. In some places I saw that there are both side trees of the road formation, there are both side trees. These roads are much better than the other roads where having no plantation. One of such roads is Guwahati to Gwalpara road. Both sides thick plantation are there and roads are very good condition and there is no rain cut or soil cut is noticed. Now let us see in Ahom kings 1228 to 1826, almost it is 600 years. During Ahom kings, they have constructed highest brick masonry works, the tallest brick masonry works of the world, constructed in 1793. The height is 33 meter and perimeter is 60 meter. It is the bank of Shivsagar tank, which is normally soil of Shivsagar is not so rocky soil, it is alluvial soil. In this temple, in some archaeological site at the bottom of foundation, they have used some solid rock cutting base, say rectangular shape or square shape or some sheet-like shape or thick sheet-like shape. They are putting this uh, rock piece below the foundation. Number one, to absorb the soil moisture, to make the soil intact dry, and at the same time to distribute the load uniformly. This is, you see, that the biggest man-made water body of the world constructed in 1697. Total area is 1 lakh, no, it is 12 lakh 47,400 meter square area. It is located at Jaisagar of Shivsagar district at Assam. The water level is about 15 meters above the old ground level. Old ground level, it is 15 meters above the old ground level. And the this tank bank was constructed with the excavated soil only. Water level throughout the year, it is remaining constant. Throughout the year, no summer, no winter, during heavy rain or during drought, water level is remaining constant because there may be some artisan and so that it was designed and analyzed to maintain the water level at this state. The height of embankment is about 18 meters. The embankment height at the riverside, this height is about 18 meters below the above the ground level. Nowadays, we are very for us it is very difficult to construct a 3 meter height embankment or 4 meter height embankment because it will be every season. I am speaking about Assam and northeastern region. Every year there are some damages, but it is constructed in 1697. This embankment is same, and lot of construction was taken places. There are some colleges and some research institution. Uh, Many other things were to come, many major buildings are coming up, and yet the embankment is remain same. But we, at present date, we cannot construct intact any river embankment for uh, 10 years, not 10 years. Every year there will be some bridge, there will be some rain cuts, and there will be some breaches, and like that. Why? Why we cannot make now? Now, if we go for this is a 4 plus 3 7-storied building. It was the royal palace of Ahom kingdom. It was constructed during almost 1700 AD. This is there is a 4 basement floor. This is above here. It is 3 story. There is a 4 basement floor. How this basement floor during that time were constructed? Nowhere it is explained. No books are available on this ground. How and what technique they have adopted, it is nowhere. And there are some tunnels also linked with river Diko, the emergency period, so that they can go outside from this palace through the underground tunnel to river Diko to go for going other safe places. You see, uh, these are during that days we have lot of things. Now we are unable to do anything. I hope I just point out my own feelings about the ancient conception only to you for your suggestion and comments. What I am saying, it is may not be correct or may not be accurate. I am waiting for your comments and opinion. For me, I request all experts to go for special study of these original literature written which were written in Sanskrit only by for reasonable development of ancient scientific technology, especially in geotechnical engineering, and so that we can get some amount of benefit from these ancient scriptures. I hope you will agree with me. If necessary, I am available always at jcgogo@gmail.com. Please have a nice day. Thank you all.